Oh, are you? Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
What was I saying? I was talking about something super interesting. Why do I keep thinking we're talking about the supernatural? But that's because I see that. What did I say before this? Before you started talking? Before you got your chair fixed?
They've never seen that side of me. Sorry. Was the reflection showing, or can I actually wear these?
Put them on.
I really don't want to wear them.
We were talking about chakras.
No, not that one. The one
I mean, like there's a reflection, but I don't think you can see. You just get like the little lights.
Yeah. That'll bother me. But I need contacts. I need contacts for podcast night.
Put the fucking glasses.
But I need contacts.
What do you want me to do about that?
How were contacts, Dalton? You've had them before.
Contacts are the worst fucking experience of my life.
Were they really? Why?
They hurt. Well, only because Mom had the sharpest nails in the world, I couldn't touch my own eyeballs.
Why not?
I just would gross I just couldn't do it.
You can't do this?
No, I just don't want to do that. Not that I can't.
That's cool. You know the kids that used to flip their eyelids inside out in elementary school?
Matthew was that guy though.
I worked so hard to learn how to do it.
But why did you work so hard to learn how to do that?
I thought it was cool.
But why did you think that was cool? Like that wasn't gonna be like impressive to like girls.
But nobody else could do it.
Then how do you learn how to do it?
The only person that knew how to do so there was one person that knew how to do it. And he used to
do what, by the way? You just did that.
Sorry. Like flip their eyelids inside out. Let's see if I can do it. Oh, I can.
Ew.
Yeah,
Ew.
I haven't done that in years. Jesus. Yeah. So there was one kid that used to know how to do that. His eyes gonna be all fucked up for the next week. I just got pink eye. There's one kid in my elementary school. I don't even know what grade I was in, but he used to do that. And he used to he was the kid that would do that and chase the girls every like all around school. And then he would also catch flies, and then pretend to eat them. Like he would literally put them in his mouth and then take them out. And then he did that, and I was like, "You're gonna teach me how to do it." So then he taught me how to do it, and then I don't know. No, I didn't do it a lot, but I just did it every once in a while.
You did it a lot. He did it all the time.
To you, yes, because he grossed you out.
Yeah, I hated it.
But I never really did it outside the house. It wasn't something I was proud of. But it is what it is.
I remember Matthew one time made a video of him as a skateboard. Well, it was all three
him
of us.
As a skateboard?
It was me, you, and Ian.
Yeah. So we used to make skate videos. So we would take my mom's camera.
Can I bring up Matthew's concept of the video, though? Matthew's concept of the video was, we're all skateboarding, and we're all doing really good, but we want to really be the skateboard. So we have a dream where we become the skateboard. And so we wake up in the morning, and we're just skateboards. And we skate around the house as a skateboard, as a tech deck.
Solid dream.
No, that was your film idea.
I know. I remember. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And we have it on camera, and it's the worst thing in the world.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure I watched a movie that was worse than that tech deck video.
What, Indian in a cupboard?
Nope. But something that is great, and I look forward to every week, and I'll get into that after. And I look forward to listening to.
Hey, roll that intro.
I'm Drumm.
Stupid. I'm Drummer. Don't fucking tell me what to do. I'm not gonna do it now. Roll the intro.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Week 71.
Week 71, guys. That's 7 times 7, 49, plus 1, 50, plus 10, 60, plus 5, 65, plus 4, 69, plus 1, 70, plus 1, 71.
And as always, we're your hosts. I'm Drumm.
And I'm Drummer.
This is a podcast about brotherhood and the 3 S's: storytelling,
self-improvement,
and the supernatural. That's the best we've ever done that.
Yeah, and then you didn't know what to do after.
That was too quick. That was too quick.
There's banter. But no, so this past weekend, Monique and myself got to go over to our producer David's house, a.k.a. D-Rod Likes to Party, a.k.a. Diamond Dave. You were invited. You had to study, a.k.a. Cheese Man. And when we were there, David decided that it was the perfect time.
I love it when David decides things.
He's like, let's watch a film.
Yes, David knows.
No,
film.
Not a movie. Not a movie.
Hold on. We just have to explain to the people. David likes to be in plays. He enjoys films. He knows movies like the back of his hand. He's taught us about shit about movies. No. He's amazing at picking movies. So when David wants to watch a movie and it's not like a scary or bad movie night like he tries to do, but we all really don't like. But if he like picks like a good movie and like he says like, no, you're gonna like it, we know we're gonna like it. Like I firmly believe that David knows us like that.
Yes, you're right.
I'm giving him the credit he deserves because David is great with films.
No, you're right. And then I'm going to absolutely butcher everything you just said.
No, it's not what I said, but it's just
no. You're right. Anytime David gives a recommendation of like you'll like this, especially for me because I'm incredibly picky, he's always spot on. Like David knows me very well.
David, you remember when you like wanted to like when you weren't like working, and we could watch like anime movies together, watch all the Batman movies. That was so much fun. I really missed that.
It was great. That movie was crazy.
When the hell did you guys do that?
Ninja Batman.
Oh, I do remember this.
Destructive.
But so this past weekend when we were over there, we had dinner. And
what do you guys eat?
We had some vegan Chinese food. The chow mein was fucking delicious.
How does vegan Chinese food work?
It's tofu. They cook it the same way
that they orange tofu.
Orange tofu.
Okay.
And
chow fun.
What was it? I actually don't know.
It was just like chow mein, but cooked not in
the oil,
fish oil.
Yeah. It was good.
Wow.
I got down with that chow mein, dude. But it made me. I was telling Monique this. It made me so like. Anytime I laughed, I was like, I'm about to blow everybody out of this.
Dude, that's the hardest thing when you're watching a movie and say it's suspenseful, so it's kind of quiet.
Dude, this was a suspenseful
and you laugh,
movie.
You go, and you're like, ah, shit. You really hope no one heard it.
No, I thought you were like, I should.
That too, almost. But there's like that time where there's at least one time with me when I was in the movies. And we went and we got dinner before. We were sitting down watching a movie. This is why I have a hard time watching movies.
You were on a date.
Yeah, I was on a date.
So this was not a place to be farting.
No, it wasn't. And it's never a place to be farting when you're in theaters. So the movie was going. There was a funny scene, and every time I would laugh, I would fart. Like, it would be like every time I was laughing. So there was one I was holding it in. I knew, like, you know how you just know when one's just gonna be like a little bit sneakier than the most. So I'm holding it, and then all of a sudden something happens and I crack up. But it's like one of those scenes where you laugh, but like it's like an awkward silence. So it's quiet, and I went ha. Like loud, like it wasn't just like one fart, but it was like a longer one.
It was like a symphony.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I heard one of the guy behind me go, and I was like, "Fuck!" And I know she heard too, and I was like, "Oh god damn it!" But no, it wasn't like a big reaction, but it did stink. It did stink.
Yeah,
and you just gotta play it off like it's like you don't smell nothing. Also, do you smell your farts under the cover sometimes?
No, I do not Dutch up in myself, you fucking heathen.
Wait. Do you mean like you fart and then you go under the covers?
Or you willingly go under the covers?
Yeah, like you smell your own farts.
No.
I mean, it's that kind of thing where it's like if you fart or if someone's like, whoa, man, this fart smells, you want to smell it.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's like if I say don't look. If I say don't look at this, you're gonna look at it. We're humans. We get curious.
I hate smelling other people's farts, but I think my farts don't smell that bad.
Oh no, you know what it is? It's because we're made to like enjoy.
Eat ass.
I use the almost. I use enjoy with air quotes here. We're made to enjoy our own pheromones. So
is that a pheromone? Is a pre-shit? Is that a pheromone?
Bro, but okay, you know,
like I feel like our sweat is pheromones, right?
I guarantee you, if we're in a crowd of people and I fart, you'll know that it's my fart. Why? Because it has my scent on it.
No, I would not know your fart. I would know my fart.
I would know your fart.
You would know my fart?
I would know your fart.
How would you know my fart?
I would know yours.
Can you distinctly explain the flavor/smell of my fart?
It is not a flavor. First of all,
you know, sometimes
it's an experience.
You know, sometimes you can like taste it. Like you're like, did you have beans earlier? Like you could taste the smell.
Yeah, yours is Cane's, bro.
Dude, Cane's is maybe gassy.
But you know what I'm talking about? Like people have like different like fart scents that are like distinctly them for whatever reason.
I do understand because Caleb.
Yeah.
Caleb has a very distinct smell when he farts. I can't explain it, but it smells like a Rosa fart.
It smells like blue. I don't know why, but it smells like that.
It smells like blue. It smells like I understand what you're saying though. It smells like a stale blue.
Yes.
Like it's like a color that hasn't moved on.
And I really wish I could like just explain it, but I know that your sister Natalie, David, who's dating our cousin Caleb, is listening to this right now, nodding and laughing.
She knows Caleb's
she's like I get what they're saying.
It smells blue.
It smells blue.
Like a stale blue.
And
like
I
a
don't
stale
know-
crayon. A stale crayon.
Yes.
Yes. Aubrey farts smell like that too.
All the roses.
All the roses, they have the same stale crayon fart.
Crayon.
Crayon.
It's crayon.
Crane.
Crayon, not crayon.
Crayon.
Anyways, so we're watching this movie at David's house, or we're all there eating this this Chinese food, and then he goes, "All right, guys, let's watch a movie." And there were two options. What was the second option?
So the first option is the one is like what Dalton was just talking about, where he was like giving respect and stuff. That's what I would have said for 8th grade.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
8th grade. And it's a great movie.
Great movie.
And I was like, this is great. We have 2 teachers here. So like they should really be able to relate. And then I explained it and they were like, that's the last thing we want to see
Because
right now.
it's really serious and not serious, but it's like emotional.
Yeah. And it's very in touch with like how people feel in 8th grade, which is like nonstop anxiety.
Yeah.
So they're like, no, we're here for a good time.
And so David decided to go back to a time when he was 13 years old.
16.
God,
16.
fuck this chair, dude.
And he was
Can we
16
get a
years
new
old.
one?
And he decided to go back to some childhood trauma and say, I'm not the only one that needs to experience this. and I know this because those were his exact words after and like 90% of the
So you watched it
movie.
before?
Oh, hold on. So he takes us through this movie, and the whole time,
This is a movie, by the way, that Matt and Monique saw a TikTok of someone explaining this movie
Yeah.
and then sent it to me.
yes,
I was like, oh, I told you about that? And they were like, no, it just seemed like a movie you would
yeah.
like.
So,
But not that they wanted to watch with you.
but the movie was based off of, at least from what I remember, it was like make a drinking game out of this movie,
I said we should be drunk while we watch it.
and you were so incredibly right. The problem was that I was so sober when I watched it,
And you were gassy.
and I was gassy. And the movie is called
It's called Escape from Tomorrow.
And it's all filmed in Disneyland, right?
It's all, well,
So it is a film where a majority of it is filmed in Disneyland.
guerrilla style.
Guerrilla
remember
style.
guerrilla style?
Yeah, basically. So basically, they filmed this movie or film inside of Disneyland and Disney World
Without permission.
without permission, and Disney never knows until they release the movie. Somehow they get some really cool shots of like the park when it's empty and all this stuff.
Lots of footage of being on the ride.
It is the most. I don't even know how.
Fix your sleep.
I don't even know how to describe it. To be quite honest with you, David.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it this weekend.
I don't think you can watch it by yourself.
No, you won't make it.
You need someone with you.
You need people to.
You need something to soundboard off of. Otherwise, you will drive yourself insane.
Oh, is it boring?
No.
No,
Oh.
it's just confusing.
Oh. Okay.
And so we sit there and we're watching this, and now finally at the very end, everybody's yelling at David, going, "David, what the fuck are you making us watch?" He's sitting there laughing. And mind you, me and David have been drinking, okay? So David's like laughing, and he's doing that like that when he laughs really hard, he does that really high pitch, like yes, like the high pitch one, right?
And he does the face.
And then he's like, I just needed for other people to experience this, so I wasn't the only one.
Yes. That's. I mean, that's a pretty good reason, David.
Yeah.
So if I haven't enticed you guys enough to go watch this,
It's an experience.
let me put it to you this way. It's a family. There's fairies. There's boobs. There's
I'm in.
lust.
There's a robot doctor.
There's a robot doctor.
Cat flu.
Cat flu is very important.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
They put cat flu in.
And then witches, children, swimming.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I also swim.
I also think I didn't I explained it, but at some point I said it was like exposing the dark side of Disneyland, and someone took it as like, we're gonna watch a documentary right now.
Yeah. No. So it was a very interesting movie selection.
Man, I want Matthew to watch this documentary with me called Incest.
Neither of us have been
trying
home.
to send him a message?
No, it's like this whole family, and this whole family is like they all did like this whole incest thing, and it's like in Arkansas, like the backwoods.
Yeah.
And there's like this camera crew goes and films them, and they've never really met up with any society except for their own family, and they have their own type of communication. And one of the kids that's grown up as like one of the sons, he doesn't know how to speak anything, but he barks. That's his form of speaking.
This is like the Wild Thornberrys. What's that kid's name?
Yeah. That's pretty good. I saw this TikTok, which was like someone where this guy does impressions, and they're like, do the kid from the Wild Thornberries, but with no expression. So he does that exact like communication. But yeah. So, dude, so that was how my Sunday was. My week has been great so far. Great. How was your week, Dalton?
Oh, it's been great. I found out I have a midterm the day after this episode comes out, so I'm going to be studying for that. I did not know there was a midterm for this class. Also, was not even on the, what do they call it, the syllabus? It was on the syllabus.
Yeah.
So I was just going to prep all my flashcards for later, so now I got to pump out a bunch of flashcards sometime this week. I've gotten a few done, but haven't been able to catch up enough. So I'm going to be doing that. It's just busy. Hopefully some new opportunities coming up within the month. So we'll see. I'll update on you guys if I do get an answer about it.
Now, if you're going to be studying this whole weekend, do you think your phone could be a big distraction to you?
Not like it used to be.
Not because you're pretty good at keeping it away from you?
I like literally put my phone upside down on my nightstand.
So how would it help your studying if California passed this law that Utah might pass that would require all phones to have a porn filter on them?
What does that mean, porn filter?
That would save him a solid 30 seconds.
Bro, give me more credit than that. 5 minutes. That would save me 5 minutes.
Because 4.5 is
spent looking for the movie.
What does that mean, porn filter? Like they won't let you look at porn?
Yes.
Why?
Or they help you find the category that you like.
What do you really want to look for?
Like it's like a parent blocker, but just on all phones.
That's bullshit.
I mean, it would make sense for Utah, if any state. You know, because there's a bunch of Mormons over there. I feel like most of the state is that. But no,
do Mormons hate porn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're Mormons.
What does that mean?
It's religion.
Mormon, the Latter-day Saints.
Oh.
You don't know Mormons?
I know that they like.
No, the answer is
no. What do you think? What do you think?
I know that they like.
This is about self-improvement. We're going to teach Dalton something right now.
No. What I'm thinking is Mormons are the ones that chase you down the street, going like, "Have you heard about Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?"
Basically, yes.
Oh, those are Mormons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. So they don't do that stuff. Do you think that's more intense than Christianity?
You know what they do though?
What? Ride bikes?
They soak.
They soak?
Do you know what soaking is?
No.
So it's when you insert yourself,
but you don't thrust.
You just sit
because
there.
it's not sex.
Because it's not sex if you're not actively thrusting. So when two young, hopefully young, both of them,
when two youngins,
decide that they're ready to, at first it was okay to do stuff like above the pants,
above the pants just hurts.
And then, but then they all of a sudden soaking became a thing. So the guy will insert himself and then they just sit there. I don't know what they do.
Or you got queens, anals. They do that shit all the time.
Yeah. So that I don't know why I know that, but I know that. No, but I've actually.
That's a really weird fact to know, even because you're not Mormon at all.
No, I don't.
How do you know that fact?
Biola? I don't know.
Do you know any Mormons?
A couple, but none of them that would
go to Biola.
None of them.
I don't think any of them. I don't think they would tell.
Mormons are like, have you ever heard of soaking? We do all the time.
They're pretty repressed.
No, but I do know that they're like the software that they're putting in, like the phones that they're going to be using in Utah. That exists already on, like, you can install that on your like laptop or your computer or whatever.
I mean, but here's my thing: is like if there's a porn filter, do you have the option of turning it on and off?
Yeah,
or is it like,
So
okay, so
they're required to have the filter. You can turn it off. There's also a question of whether it means any phones registered to people who live in Utah or any phones that are active in Utah.
Oh, I mean, I feel like it would be registered.
I don't think that would slide anywhere else.
Where there's a will,
No. Like it's like if you were to go visit Utah and you went to Salt Lake City, once you cross state lines, you have to put that filter in because you're in Utah.
Oh, they could suck a dick. Fuck.
Well, that's kind of what they're trying to stop with the filter.
They piss me off. Fine, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think that's a lot to manage. I don't know if they would be able to do that. And then, like, honestly, like, you can run a VPN from another state.
I don't know. I don't understand what's so bad about porn.
But it's also not likely to ever get passed because for it to get passed, 5 other states also have to pass the same thing.
Yeah, it's not going to pass, dude. There's no way.
So it's more of like a theatrical.
It's the way people make money. Fuck off, man. Jesus. Doesn't fucking matter.
Or you could just make money by, hacking a casino.
Yeah, I like this one. Can we talk about this?
You know what? This is interesting. Because how the fuck did they do it from a thermometer in a fish tank?
So you want to give some background to it?
Casino hack through fish tank.
Hold on, let me open the link.
Thermometer. Now, does that mean it was
when he does that shit?
When he just reads it?
Yeah.
I'm reading because
I know he thinks that it's funny, but it bothers me.
I'm trying to understand it, so I read it. Do you not read it to try to understand?
There's a tone you take to it, Dalton, that's very defiant of authority.
It is.
Because I said, can you give some background? You went, casino hack fish tank.
Well, what I'm
trying to do the least amount possible.
I was gonna talk about what I think happened.
Okay.
If you guys don't mind letting me fucking talk about it.
Okay, what do you think happened?
Dickwads. So I was thinking that the thermometer has a type of endpoint. So endpoints are just a good way to access basically the wider range of technology in that specific area because they're all connected in a way. So maybe they used an endpoint to connect to some of the other, what was it? The endpoint that connected to the outlets, where the outlets connected to the maybe like one of the mainframes or servers or something like that, and that's how they use it, the thermometer, because it's such an easy way to connect, even if it's just Bluetooth. Because sometimes if anything is Bluetooth and it's connected to the internet, that's an easy way in without even using the internet password, because it already gives it to you.
I don't think you're wrong that that's a way to do it, but I don't think that's what happened here. Do you know what an Internet of Things is?
Yeah. So
IoT?
It's basically what Dalton was saying, where it's like everything is so interconnected that it's easy to get through to anything, right? So, for instance, I was on the phone with somebody today, and we were talking about, how when, a year ago when COVID hit, if you knew how, you could take the internet connectivity from a router at a household. You can ride the internet connection through to a network of a corporation.
Yeah.
Right?
Because everyone's working from home.
And it's the same thing. So it looks like... Stop.
I'm trying to read it.
So it looks like that the thermometer was a smart fish tank. So it was a smart fish tank thermometer. So because of that, it's connected to the Wi-Fi. So if there was a security flaw with the thermometer, they're able to come in and then use that and then not parlay it, but bounce off of that connection to the network, because it's linked up to the network to control the settings of that fish tank. That's what he said, but he used all the technical terms. I don't understand that, but I know enough to...
He knows the dum-dum version of it.
It's an IoT attack, man. That's wild. Including through a thermometer. It just shows that nothing is safe.
No, absolutely nothing.
There's never anything that's fucking secure.
In 2015, there were 2 things happened in 2015. One was there was a group of hackers that hacked into a Jeep.
What hacker group was it?
You ruined my...
Sorry.
It's okay.
I was just curious.
So it ended up being like a security hacking group for Jeep. But it was the 2015, I don't know if it was a Wrangler or something that was coming out, and they had a test drive, and they wanted to see how vulnerable it was because they were inputting like a GPS system. So through the GPS system that was connected to the main like computer chip of Jeep. They were able to make the brake the gas the brake. They were able to make the windshield wipers, the turn signals, like absolutely completely redesign the entire thing, like the way the car runs, right? So, and that's all through a internet connection from a vehicle, regardless of where it was at, right? The second thing that happened in 2015 is there was a group of hackers that hacked into an insulin pump for a diabetic, and they were able to control the amount of insulin that was released, when it was released, how it was released. And like if you think about the consequences of that, where it's like, if at least for the diabetic, if the insulin isn't released, there's a physical response that happens, and usually they'll know themselves enough to be like, oh, okay, I need to go and like, you know, get something taken care of. Something's wrong. But if you take insulin, you get too much insulin, I'm assuming there's a negative consequence from that, and you can't control that because you have this pump that's automatically attached to you, you know? So these are like, with the fish tank, Jeep, and that, like, those are 3 different examples of like, everything is hackable. Absolutely everything. And there's hackers out there that basically can like heat the battery of your phone up so much that your phone becomes a bomb.
That's why the Samsung Galaxies were exploding, right?
Was that why? I don't know.
No
I don't think
they
so.
just had shitty batteries.
See, you guys got all technical into it, and I'm here like picturing they hack into the thermometer,
like trying to figure out what it is
with the fish tank.
Yeah.
And then they just start talking to the fish, and it like becomes like a Finding Nemo situation.
Well, no, in the article it said that one of the hackers was verbally abusing a woman through a webcam or something like that.
Can you just imagine if a puffer fish just started yelling at you?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be dope.
I'd be down.
I'd be living my best life at that point. I'd be either how high am I?
If you were the puffer fish or if you were the woman?
If I was the person understanding the puffer fish.
Oh, okay.
So with all that, I don't know. This is the one thing I don't understand though, is with the way that we're able to look at technology and the data that we get, how come Netflix can't figure out how many people use like different, like there's one subscription. How come they can't figure out how many people actually use that one subscription?
Think about this. We have Hulu. Our mom buys Hulu. We try to use it, right?
Who's going to listen, dude?
Well, dude, here's what I'm saying.
Hey,
is
sponsor us.
Hulu cracked down on all of that stuff, right? So it's known that Hulu, when they cracked down on all that stuff, they lost a lot of people because no one wanted to pay for it. So they lost listener viewership, right? So then you have Disney Plus. Disney Plus is not cracking down on it, but now they're starting to, because now they're more efficient. They're making more money. They have movies coming out on there. So it's becoming a thing where they need to. Netflix didn't want to lose all their listenership because they were their own company. They weren't like Disney.
They didn't have like a board they needed to.
Yeah,
like,
and Netflix didn't have live TV like Hulu does, right?
They were also the front runner. And
yeah.
Like they had no competition in sight.
Exactly. So they wanted to make sure that they kept their fans loyal, but they knew because if they're looking and a person buys it, they're allowed to get their IP or some form of the object that they're using, right? Everything has a type of address. So there's a good chance that they know that there's 3 to 4 different TVs using it. They all have different addresses, right? So they know, but they also are like, at the same time, like, we don't want to like cut everyone down. And they went up on prices too.
But my thought process as to why they would be okay with so many different people using the same subscription has to do with the amount of eyes that they have on ads and what ad revenue can come in. So yeah, you're paying a subscription.
What ads are on Netflix?
Well, not even, maybe not Netflix, but I was thinking more of Hulu. Because Hulu has ads, right? So the more eyes I have, the more ad revenue I'll obtain because people are watching those ads, you know? And
but you can also get Hulu for free.
You can?
Yeah, it's just a lot. It's just a lot of commercials, like 2 minutes worth of commercials.
Yeah, but every commercial Hulu gets money for to pay. So the more eyes that they have on it, the more money they make.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. But patience for commercials is going is getting very thin.
Do we have humans have have an attention span that's less than a goldfish now?
Yeah.
So then, should they be marketing to goldfish?
I don't think goldfish have thumbs, so I don't think they can purchase anything.
I think it's more of like,
hey, if they can hack through a fish tank thermometer, maybe fish can pay through that thermometer.
You're right.
Apple Pay.
There's connection.
There was this TV show called The Colony, and it would be this group of people that would go into like this wasteland, saying there was like some type of like end of the world apocalyptic type of thing that happened, and it was just them and the industrial land they were in, and they had to make a life doing that. They had no phones, no type of technology. They had to make everything themselves.
This is a reality show, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
It was cool.
And it was really interesting. And I'm like, now, we survived without phones for a good period of time until we were probably in high school. And I was in middle school. You were in high school when we started using phones. But I think it'd be really interesting to see what the kids would do without the phones. You know what I mean? Like, have that be like a social experiment where it's just like
kids now who are conditioned on phones.
Yeah, like they use iPads when they're like 3 years old, dude. Like, I'm curious what that would look like. You know, because phones take up so much of your time. I hate phones, but we need them. You know what I mean? What?
I don't hate phones.
Do you hate social media?
I don't even think I necessarily hate that. The amount of stuff that I've learned through social media is pretty intense. You know, but I think it's how we use it. Like, I think if you use it as an escape from your day to day, I think that's a problem. If you abuse it that much, I think that there's a lot of useful information. I think you just have to curate your content in a way that benefits you and doesn't do it not curate it in a way of putting you down or making you feel in a negative way, because it's a highlight reel. Like, that's really all it is, you know? And like, once you acknowledge that, and if you can keep that in the forefront of your mind, like, there are some people that I think could really benefit from a social media fast. I really do. But then there's other people, like, I use it a lot. Like, I use it for a lot of information that I use on calls that helps me in my day-to-day life, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, I think everybody's...
I use TikTok. I go on Instagram like once a week, I think.
Well, Netflix is doing a Cowboy Bebop live action series.
Are they really?
Yep.
I haven't watched Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, you haven't?
I haven't either, but I know a lot of people love it. Like, it's like a cult classic.
It's a risky move. But our last thing. So Kylie Jenner's makeup artist got in like a big crazy accident and needs $60,000 for a procedure to fix himself. And Kylie Jenner made a GoFundMe for him, and then donated $5,000, and then like promoted it on her Instagram. And so a lot of people were getting super pissed off
because she's a billionaire.
Because she's a billionaire, and she like made it very clear that he's someone very, very close to her. And they're like,
she makes $60K a minute.
You should, you should be paying for this whole thing. You should be paying for this whole thing. And it brought up comparisons to like when Bezos donated $100 million towards the pandemic relief, and people were still getting pissed off at him because they were saying that wasn't enough compared to his net worth.
Yeah.
So,
and it brought up the question of like, are rich people obligated to
no.
I think no. I don't
donate.
think so. But this is like her best friend. It's like, I mean, they people know about it. She likes the person, and she's obviously close to the person. Like, if I was filthy rich and Matthew needed $60,000 for a procedure, I would do it without a second thought. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
It's like not even a dent in her bank account.
I don't know if that comparison is the same though. It would be more like your teacher, because you're the aide. So if your teacher got in an accident and you were filthy rich and needed so much.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. Because why the fuck not? And like maybe if Kylie's like, well, if I do this for him, I have to do this for everybody. Right? Maybe that's what she's thinking. But at the same time, like, this is somebody that works for you and does a lot for you. Lord knows that, you know, Kylie Jenner uses makeup. You know what I mean? So it just makes sense to just kind of help because he's helped you for so long. You know, I don't know. Just in my head, that makes sense. But I don't think that dignifies her helping everybody. But, you know, like everybody should help the people around you that support you. You know what I mean?
So I think there's a misconception of net worth and liquid assets, like liquid money. Net worth can be through the roof, but you can only have access to a limited amount of money. So that's why my problem with that idea of...
What's liquid money, though?
So, like, liquid money is cash. Like, how much money is in your bank account.
Oh, okay.
You can be worth $100 million and only have $5,000 in your bank account.
Yeah.
Right? So, I understand the argument. I understand the point of being like, this is such a small debt. For the record, with the amount of money that I make now, if David needed $60,000 for a procedure, I would take out a loan for $60,000 for a procedure. That is just what I would do. I would give without a second thought. Like, but that's just me, right? Now, in this example, yes, Kylie Jenner, she should just pay. Like, you can make that. You even if, right? Like, even if $60,000 a minute is not accurate, like, she has an entire makeup line.
Probably more.
The way that she like makes her money is through this. Even if it's not from like the kindness of your heart, just from a business standpoint, that's just something you should just take care of.
It just looks bad. It just looks bad.
You know? But on the other side of the coin, right? Like, I don't think anybody's obligated to do anything.
No.
I think there's a lot of good that can come from using your money and giving as much as you can. Absolutely. But then the question comes to, you have to make sure that where you're putting your money is actually doing what they say, and you're not just paying somebody's salary. And I feel like there's a lot of donations that get made that just line the pockets of somebody else that stops rich people from doing that. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So I think there's a lot more to this conversation than just like Jeff Bezos donated $100 million. That's 0.2% of his entire salary. Like, I like the idea of how much money can help, but also too, I think because the people that usually make these arguments don't have that money. I also know that there's problems that come with that I don't understand yet.
Rich people probs.
Right. And I think that, like, again, the importance of net worth versus liquid cash has a lot to do with that. Yes, they can sell a lot of assets and do this and that, but then would they still have the money to do that? I might sound ignorant. I might sound like I have no idea what the fuck I'm saying. But I just think that there's like, I don't know. I don't make that much money. I have absolutely no idea what mindset that they're in or the reasons that they do have. I don't think it's as selfish as we tend to make it out to be, though.
Would you want to be a billionaire?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot of responsibility.
Like, you just said that they're not obligated to do anything.
I didn't say that. I meant maybe I did. I don't know. I say a lot of shit. But what I'm saying is, like, if I was a billionaire, like, I think that I feel like they're forced to do so many things because they can.
And you also got there for, like, somehow. Like, there's a reason you got to make $1 billion, which means you probably already have all that responsibility and pressure.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot for somebody. And I don't know. We don't know who we know who Kylie Jenner is. We just don't know her situation.
Yeah, I don't think rich people are obligated to. I think it's very nice, but I think that Kylie Jenner should 1,000% not start a GoFundMe, but just pay for it out of pocket.
Like, not for a rando, but
I know people with less that do more.
Yeah,
you know.
All right. Well, why doesn't everyone think about if they want to be a billionaire while we take a break?
Okay. It's the end of the day. My technology is tired when I am tired.
Matt.
What?
You fucking charge your electronics.
Yes, when I sleep.
No. Yes. If you overcharge it, the battery gets fucking destroyed. It's all lithium batteries, dude. If you overcharge, it's something that happens.
It's all lithium batteries, dude. You charge it when you sleep? You're going to overcharge the battery. They're all lithium batteries,
if you guys look on your phones, and you go through settings, it'll tell you.
Lithium batteries, dude.
It'll tell you.
You can't explain a simple IoT attack? You can't explain how fucking things connect together? Like, do I have to explain it to you with my big fucking brain? I've never been this guy before.
Like, it's not that this is funny.
It's not that this is funny, but, like, I'm so fucking smart.
He does this. Can I talk now?
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you.
We're back.
What I was saying was, I fucking forgot what I was saying.
I don't charge my batteries. Overcharge. Oh, go to your phone.
Oh, when you go to your phone and you go to settings, it'll tell you how much you should charge your phone to
without telling you how much you should charge your phone to.
I'll go first.
The older your phone gets, the less you have to charge it to. So like the older your phone gets, you want to charge it to like 90% when you first get it, and only to 90%. If you go over, it's gonna ruin your battery a little bit. And then as time goes on, it goes to like 80%, and then your battery's strong. 75%, your battery's strong. Kind of just goes down and down and down, just so you don't ruin your battery and you keep it at a strong level. You don't over time.
What would be the purpose of not ruining your battery if you're only charging it to 40%? So you're essentially keeping it plugged in all the time.
Well, not when it gets to that point, you need a new phone. But when it's like 90, like to me, like if you overcharge your phone, like I've charged my phone and left it on the charger for like 3 nights, I think in total since I've had it. I've had my phone for like 4 years, and I don't charge it at night because of that reason. Because if you overcharge it, it ruins the battery.
Okay.
We gonna fucking go to real life D&D, bitch? What the fuck you doing?
Welcome back to real life D&D. Haven't done this in a long time.
That's been a while.
It's a very hit or miss segment, but we'll see how it goes.
There's some honesty.
All right. So due to feedback, I'm just going to throw you into this situation.
Let's do it.
And the key to this is the reason this is so hit or miss is you guys usually get really rational with this. So let's
not me. I'm irrational.
This is a
fuck.
game. Let's treat it as a game,
Matt,
and not
close your
like
eyes. You're in a game now.
let's treat it as a game and not as something that can be held against you in a court of law. Okay.
You're Sly Cooper. I'm Jack and Dexter.
Okay.
You guys, let's say Matt, your boss is like, hey man, all this great stuff's been happening. We're going to have you come up to my beach house for the weekend.
Hell
and
yeah.
You can bring whoever you want. You're
Hell
like,
yeah.
I'm going to bring my brother.
Hell yeah.
You guys, he's like, but you got to get there early to help me like finish setting up for all these important fancy people.
Naturally.
Oh,
Okay.
And you drag Dalton along.
I hate this already.
Okay.
You get there and you're looking for your boss and you're searching through the house, and in the farthest back room, you come upon his dead body.
What?
Oh,
Yep.
No.
And there is
Where am I?
You're with him.
What are my clues?
All right, he's dead. There's a note. There is
Where's the note at?
it's on the bed that he's like slouched up against
Is he on his stomach or his back?
on his back.
Knife wounds. Is he bleeding?
No.
How many
but there's-
gunshots?
No blood. There's no blood. So there's
Poison.
No gunshots. Yes, Sherlock Holmes. I'm getting there.
Yeah, there's a spoon.
Will you let me be included in this D&D?
There's a spoon and a needle.
Fucking
Spoon-
asshole. Oh, you did heroin.
Not
I
my
solved
boss.
it.
Not
Are
my
you
boss.
sure though?
Okay. I thought about your boss specifically. We know your boss would do it.
So okay, is his arm still? Is he?
Is his arm wrapped with the belt?
Yeah,
Yes.
his arm. Which arm? Left or right?
Right.
And is he?
Right?
Do we know if he's a lefty or a righty?
He's whatever one makes him use his right. Makes the needle go in his right arm. The needle's in the right arm.
So he's
That
a
it needs to
lefty.
be in.
Okay, the lefty. He's like
He's a lefty. He
He's
uses his useless
southpaw.
arm.
Okay.
What?
Are his shoes on or off?
They're on.
What
on?
beach is this, by the way?
La Jolla.
La Jolla. Okay.
Jolla?
La Jolla. Ahoy. You know what I mean? There's,
Okay.
Yep.
I want to go inspect the door and see if there is a force of entry.
No.
No, I can't go inspect
No,
the door.
no,
or
there's
force
no
of entry?
there's no sign.
No, you're wrong.
There's no sign of force entry. There's no
Okay.
anything.
I go up and smell his breath.
Also, we should probably just check for a pulse, see if he's alive.
No, he's dead. What do I smell? When I try to smell his like mouth.
You don't smell anything.
Not
I mean,
sulfur
like-
or anything. Sometimes when you do heroin, you have like a certain scent to your mouth.
I don't know. I didn't do research
Okay,
in
well,
like
you
the
clearly don't know what
effects of
heroin is.
heroin because this part wasn't as important.
Oh, okay. So I just accept that he's dead.
Yes.
Okay. All
There
right.
you go.
There we go.
I'm not accepting that though. What if he's not?
I roll to smack
And you guys
Dalton.
pick up the note that was on.
Oh
on
yeah,
the
there's a note.
We should read that.
Pick up the note.
I read the note.
Wait, I want to read the note.
And the note is written really hastily, and the gist of the note implicates that you two are the ones that murdered him, and if they check the needle, that your prints, both of your prints, Matt, are on the needle, and your prints are on the belt, Dalton.
So me and you are already inspecting everything already.
We're gonna get you high today.
Ooh.
Okay. So now we're gonna be.
I put the note in my pocket.
And that's when guests start showing up.
Naturally.
So
I scream.
Okay.
Or I close the door.
And that's
and the note says that there is a copy on a computer somewhere that's ready to get sent out to the people that it needs to get sent out to.
Oh, I turn off the Wi-Fi. Easy. Problem solved.
I hack into the fish tank, and then I find the email.
No, you
have people in the rest of the house now calling for your boss. And then a couple people who know that the two of you are going to be there to help set up.
I walk out and go, guys, he just did some heroin. So he's out right now. Don't understand. They're big business people. All big business people do heroin. It's like a common knowledge thing. Yeah.
So there's no blood, no barrier of entry. And
hold on. Can we go out? Can we lock the door and then go out and see who is kind of giving us a vibe like they know what's going on or they know something? Okay, so we go out, I unplug the router, and me and Matt have a conversation before we go talk to all the guests and be like, okay, let's talk to everybody and see if you feel like they know something. Because I think everybody, if they know something, they give off a type of energy. Mm-hmm. So we go and we vibe with people for a bit.
And you ask around?
Yeah.
And people don't really know you, Dalton.
Yeah, it's great.
So they're just kind of like, hey, like they're all like meeting you for the first time, but people are giving Matt like real.
But here's what I'm saying. I think Matthew will have a harder time, but I would have an easier time.
Yeah.
Because one, nobody knows me. Two, the person that did it obviously knows me because they put my prints on there. Right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be somebody that I know as well.
That's a good point.
Okay, so it's going to be somebody that knows both of us. Maybe mutually, maybe when Matt... Oh, wait. You do tell a lot of stories about me, though, because I'm, like, super popular. So.
I do.
But they would have to, like, know me to have my prints and shit. Like, they'd have to take, like, a pencil that I had or something. So I had to be with this person at some point in time. So, David, can you go down the list and tell us what guests are there and their history with us? One by one, please.
I can't tell you every.
So how the fuck am I supposed to know this?
Let's just keep going. You guys are walking around.
We're walking around. We're vibing with people.
I need to say you get to the VP, and the VP's there because it's like a big weekend bash.
What are we drinking?
Like it's just you're drinking Claws again.
Straight Claws.
All right.
Claws
yeah,
are back.
we have to stay somewhat sober to figure this out.
Got it.
And the VP is like, so how'd it go?
I go
heroin.
I go. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
And he goes, I know, big man, he brought you out because he had a special proposal for you. And he had a special like little challenge for you.
We didn't get to that.
He's like, so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with all that new, influx?
Influx. Okay, I have a feeling this guy is kind of more of a challenge for you than he knows what's going on. To him, to
him, I'm getting a promotion or a raise.
Yes,
that's where this conversation is going.
And so but you're like overthinking it because obviously,
there's
homeboy overdosed. So now we're like, oh, he knows, but he doesn't. I have a feeling that he doesn't know. I kick him in the nuts and I run away. And
he bowls over and he's like, oh, what?
Sorry. He has ADHD. So he
goes, Matt, I don't know if it's good to be kicking the VP right after you get a $5 million bonus.
Here's $1 million for your time. I apologize.
I'm a millionaire now. I could do this shit.
I still have $4 million more than I had yesterday. So sorry. Now I'd walk away.
Wait, but you didn't know you were getting $5 million.
That's right.
He just explained.
So he explained it to me. So then now I'm pissed because he's dead and I'm not getting my $5 million.
Okay, can I do something?
You just kicked him in the nuts and ran away.
Yeah. So now I'm standing on a chair and I'm surveying the room.
And people are kind of like asking. You can hear people like asking around. They're like, "Hey, where's Big Man at? Like he was supposed to come out and give a toast." And
who's not talking?
The people drinking.
Okay, who's not drinking?
The little kids.
Okay.
This is like everyone brought their family out. Right. This is like a spring
now
break
we're getting
party
somewhere.
You know?
Who's the oldest kid?
I look for a trap door.
Wait, I'm not done.
I'm
not done with my part. Who's the littlest kid?
The littlest kid is someone brought their little baby, and it looks just like Brooks.
Nice. Okay, I won't bother the baby then. Who's the oldest kid?
The oldest kid is the VP's like 17-year-old daughter who just hates this place and
who now kicked you in the balls for giving her dad.
No, she
hold on.
No, she didn't. She saw it, but she just is.
I walk up to her and I go, "How you doing?"
She's like, "That was pretty cool what you did."
And I go, "I know, I did it for you, but I need information back."
And then she go, "Dude, I'm in high school.
I know.
Chill out."
But I need you to answer one question for me. Just one. Does your dad hate my brother?
She go, "No. That's not as far as I know. All I do is hear great things about the magnificent Matt Drumm when I'm at the house."
So then I look at Matt and I go, "Go, go, go." And we run to go find a trapdoor.
And he's like, "Where is Big Man? You know, I figured you guys would be waist deep into some drinks by now, celebrating."
Waist deep.
But he's like he's got his nuts kicked in. She's like, "I think you'd be waist deep."
Well, I've just played it off. I'm like, yeah, he got started a little early without me, so he's down for the night.
But the HR lady heard the end of that and was like, "Yeah, where is Big Man? Let's get." He's like he said, he was supposed to.
I look at Bertha and I go, "Not now, Bertha, not now."
And Bertha would go, "Hi,
Bertha, please."
I'm assuming you.
Bertha, please. You take forever to get my brother his files. I don't need this right now. Go sit down.
No, I would play it off that my boss had too many drinks and he's out already. And I'm gonna go wake him up in a little bit, but he needs some time to sleep it off.
So our cover story basically is that we drank too much of them before the party started. So
while we were setting up.
Yeah, while we were setting up. So he's out.
But I would look for a trap door because there might be an entire like couple people living inside of this giant beach house that live underground and come out whenever there's no one there to feed themselves.
Someone's getting off some real Parasite vibes. Huh?
That's what I'm saying. It sounds like it.
Is that what happens in the movie Parasite?
Have you seen it?
Somebody lives in the walls?
You should watch it. It's really good.
Nah, that's all Korean.
So let's say you're looking through the trap door. You're looking for a trap door everywhere.
Looking for a trap door everywhere.
And one of the other marketer / salesmen comes up. What's his name? His name's Trevor. And he sees you like poking around like on the ground and stuff. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, Trevor seems like
He's such like a teacher's pet. You gotta like inspect his house for him, make sure everything's great.
Trevor, if I had my contact back in my eye, I would beat your ass. Get the hell out of here.
You would never be that mean to a coworker. Fix yourself.
I just don't really. I feel like I've never had a good relationship with Trevor's.
Well, yeah, I feel like you haven't either, but I feel like.
And he goes, "Just because you get all the special projects from Big Man, doesn't mean you get to talk to me that way."
And then I turn around. It sounds like contempt, big guy.
And he goes, "You better watch yourself."
I don't feel involved in this story. I feel like I'm just watching.
No, you're helping me find my content.
And let's say you made the realization at some point, because Matt's busy figuring all this out, that Matt was supposed to get $5 million here at this party, and now the guy's dead. So that means that there is
that guy has a motive.
That means that there's $5 million in this house somewhere.
Oh.
I would have never come with that assumption. Why would they have it in cash?
Yeah. I feel like
Your
Zelle.
boss is an idiot.
Zelle would be much better.
Zelle.
Come on. Zelle.
Because we're not sponsored by them, so it's cash.
Okay, it's cash. I think I would, as he was walking away, I would look for any sign of like scratches or some form of like irritation on the skin due to like grabbing or fighting.
Of who?
Of fucking Trevor.
Okay, and you see like his hand has like some scratches down like the palms and like into where the suit would be. He's wearing a suit.
Okay.
Would be like right at the end of his wrist.
When I was inspecting my boss, did I see anything underneath his fingernails?
Yeah, heroin.
He has heroin under his fingernails.
You can't get heroin under your fingernails, David.
Oh, then not heroin.
So like there's no like blood underneath his fingernails or anything like that.
A lot of dirt and some like skin cells.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
I can see the individual skin cells. Okay.
Right on.
And finally, enough people are yelling, and they're like, "We want!" Like they're all chanting for Big Man. They're all like, "We will, Matt. You know where he is. Wake him up. Get him out here."
I do with the
and no one's taking no for an answer anymore. They want to see him. They're saying, "Matt, wake him up. It's been long enough."
I look at Matt and I go, "We need to create a distraction," and it's the only way I know how.
You start stripping.
No, I turn off the light. I grab a baseball bat and I smack someone in the fucking face with it. I turn it back on and I go, "Who did that?"
Still holding the bat.
No, I throw the bat before I turn off the light. So you hear the sound of the bats going down on the ground, but no one knows who hit the person in the face, right? So now they got to solve this clue, solve this issue, right? So after we do that, Matthew surveys the room to look at the person that's not impressed. Because the person that's not impressed is too focused on figuring out who has the $5 million or where the $5 million is, and isn't focused on that. He's clearly distracted with a whole nother thought because he just killed his boss.
It's Trevor.
So who's the person that isn't looking?
Trevor.
It's Trevor.
So then I
grab Trevor.
I grab Trevor. Take him into the room.
So now people want Big Man even more because someone just got smashed in the head with a baseball bat. And even worse, it's your brother. Because as much as like the bat went flying while the light was off, he's the one that turned the light off.
And they saw him. Yeah. Like he turned it on before he threw the bat. So they saw him throw the bat.
Like, oh my God, guys, who did that? Let's solve this issue.
Okay. So then what I do is I just double down. I grab Trevor and then I open the door and I reveal the death of my boss. And then I say it was Trevor in the bedroom with a needle.
With heroin. Did we solve it?
Yeah, you solved it.
Fucking Trevor.
You made Trevor so obvious. You can't make Trevor
I was going for more of a Weekend at Bernie's kind of situation. I wanted you to get the body out into the party.
Like pick him up and pretend that he was like so drunk that we're stumbling around
when I
like
think
talking.
Of businessmen, like older boss businessmen, I think of fat men. So I don't know if I could do that.
You saying you're not strong enough?
Yeah. It sounds like a lot of work.
I think you've been working out for a long time. I think you can do it.
No, absolutely not.
I don't know. I think that could be the end of real life D&D. I think I had bigger aspirations for it, and I just didn't know how to capitalize. If people really like it and they want to keep it, let us know. Otherwise, I think we'll just shelve it as a happen segment. But that leads us into our signature always has a good time segment.
1, 2, 3. Is it canon, bro?
And this week's Is It Canon is Utopias.
Utopias.
Can I go get your charger?
No.
It's gonna die.
It's all right.
Okay.
Don, what is Utopia?
I have no idea.
Utopia is a safe haven. It's like your ideal world.
Wouldn't it be so
heaven
boring?
On earth?
That'd be so boring.
Probably.
To always have to like know you're gonna be safe. Like no danger. That'd be so boring.
Why?
Because there's no excitement. It's just like, oh, I'm going to have a nice day today. And then you have a nice day. Like, what the fuck is that about? Like, give me something.
Okay, I'll give you something. You don't like utopias. What about dystopias?
What does that mean?
It's like utopias, but like you diss it.
Like, fuck you, utopias.
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible for a perfect city to exist?
No.
I don't think that's canon. The idea of a perfect
city.
Of a
utopia? No, I don't think that's canon.
Why?
Because as humans, we have so many different emotions and our brains are just conditioned and wired for negativity where even if like we have such a negative bias that even if everything is perfect, you will find something. Somebody will find something that is wrong.
Yeah.
And there are so many different parts of life that there's so many different instances of people seeing something or someone that they imagine to be perfect, and then when they meet that person or they go to that place, they realize that it's not perfect. Every place has its problems. It's just a matter of people. The grass is always greener on the other side, even though it's not true.
I think that, so you know how Australia started out with like being like a prisoner island, and that they turned themselves into like a great country.
Yeah. Is that really how it started?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
British prisoners.
British prisoners, right?
I mean, not cool, but like I didn't.
But now hear me out. This is the concept of how we all came to be, right? So we have higher beings. We are higher beings, but we have beings higher than us that brought us here to Earth as prisoners because we were the ones that were disturbed. We were disturbed human beings. And the higher human beings that had higher intelligence, they were smarter, better people. They knew how to live a good life and live properly. They left, but they took all the prisoners and all the bad people to this place. That's why this world is so fucked up, because we all have chemical imbalances in our head that make us think that we're everyone's the enemy. You know what I mean? So that's why we can never live in peace. There will never be a time where peace is possible in this world, because we are the problem. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.
Why did you point at me?
That's so funny. How come no one laughed? You guys are fucking stupid. That was good
Did
comedy.
you just pull out the farmer's jingle?
So what I'm saying is that we are all the problem, and nothing's gonna ever solve it. So yeah, I think we live in a constant dystopia. There's never a time for utopia.
Is that what dystopia means? It's like anti-utopia?
Yeah,
okay.
essentially.
It's the opposite.
So there's no way there's no setup of like setting up a city, setting up a set of rules, setting up a specific government. There's no way to ever put that kind of structure in place to guarantee a...
No, because you like that's what cults do. Cults promise this great utopia, this great land of, we're all in this together, but there's always some form of corruption, and if you try,
because even though they have to like literally change, like what's not hypnotize, but brainwash you, right?
I mean, yeah, like pretty much. And there's always a leader who is close to whatever the higher being is that they speak to or worship or whatever, and that person is held on a pedestal. So there's always a hierarchy of power. I just don't think it's possible. I think you might be able to get close, but I also don't think that conflict is bad. And this is more of a new development for me personally, where it's like, I think conflict is very constructive, and I think that it's good when it's handled properly. The problem is, like we talk about every week, is communication, and people don't know how to communicate themselves, so they turn to violence in a lot of times, in a lot of ways. And I think that tends to lead to a skewed view of conflict. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a necessary evil.
I agree. I think we all need it. I think it helps us kind of like do some critical thinking as well. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
So if it's not possible in this, reality, what has to happen for that perfect city to exist?
There needs to be self-awareness. People need to see themselves as the issue before trying to blame everybody else. Not a lot of people do that. Everybody thinks it's somebody. Everyone's trying to point fingers.
Yeah.
And they may be right sometimes, but most of the time it's not right, And
So,
and the problem with that is if you have everybody say everybody's self-aware, right? Everybody's like, oh, maybe it's me. And they start working on themselves, and they're making themselves better, right? All it takes is for the one person to figure it out and go, you're right, it is you. And then that person that doesn't have self-awareness begins to get what they want because they're able to manipulate the situation from people that are truly trying to better themselves,
So it sounds like a hive mind, or I guess a better term for it, a friendlier term for it, is like a collective conscience that all is geared toward the same objective.
I know what we need to do.
Is the way to create a utopia.
I don't think that's ever possible.
That's kind of what cults do.
Yeah, similar.
It's through brainwashing, but that's kind of what cults do.
But I think in the simplest way possible, and it'd probably be a lot easier if we all had like not
torches,
not the same level of understanding. Like if we all had like brains of a squirrel, and it goes down to the basics of survival. There's no words. It's basic communication through growls, barks, whatever the fuck. If it goes down to that, it comes less about the other person and more about a personal way of surviving through your life, just getting through life more. So instead of being focused on other people's situations, you're focused on yourself.
Yep.
And if that doesn't work, no humans. Just fucking everyone. Full on extinction. The world would be a lot better for it, to be honest. But then there'd be no humans. And there'd be no podcast. No Drumm.
And that's what real utopia is.
That's a real utopia.
Real utopia is right here, man. We're literally living the dream.
All right, so utopias.
Not canon.
Impossible. Not canon.
Not canon. You heard it here first.
Not canon.
Common knowledge. Give me a hard question next time.
You want a hard question? What are you squaring up with, Dalton?
I had so many things for last week and we couldn't record it.
You can use one of those.
I don't know. I don't fucking remember what it is. My not canon. Or what are we doing?
What are you squaring up with?
Oh, this fucking test I got coming up. I was not ready for it. I'm really fucking annoyed I have to study for it now. I like studying last minute because I don't have to worry about it till the last minute. But now I have to do this before. It's just gonna ruin my week a little bit, ruin my vibe. Other than that, what about yours, Matt?
I am squaring up with the city of Ontario. We've had a lot going on recently. And the other day I was driving home and there was a metal cable that was going from the ground up to this telephone wire. And I'm not lying when I say when I drove by, there was a black sedan that was hanging from this telephone wire, like from the metal cable. It was literally like it grinded up the cable and was just there. There's all these cops and firefighters all around it.
Sounds like some Tony Hawk's Underground.
It was insane, dude. I literally drove by and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" But yeah. So, David, what are you squaring up with this week?
Oh my god, I just had it right now, and now I can't think of it. Oh,
is that your brain?
My
your thought
god.
process? Okay, go to the next one.
There's a dude who owns a motorcycle, and maybe it's just because I'm home on the weekends or something, or he only uses it on the weekends, but he'll use it to go to McDonald's down the street and come back. There's like 10-minute periods
where it's just you hear it,
but it's just you hear it start up, and it's like the loudest thing ever at like 9:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then he comes back 10 minutes later, and he goes multiple trips throughout the day. It's pretty annoying. I'm square up with that.
Right,
that is annoying. I'm sorry I have to go through that, David.
Thank you.
But you should be awake before 9:00 anyways. So.
I am, but it's just loud, you know. I'm trying to have some breakfast or something.
Tom, what got you stoked? What? Yeah, what got you stoked this week?
What made you go, whoa, dude?
Yeah, what was your whoa dude of the week?
My whoa dude is probably hitting 2 million views on that video.
Yeah, thank you for that.
I mean, I wish it wasn't about my lactose intolerance, but at the same time, like 2 million views, 2 million views. You know what I mean? I'll take it.
And 20K followers.
So thank you everybody for supporting.
Thank you. And if you're your first time, welcome.
And enjoying what Drumm and Drummer has to offer. Matthew's going off for 2 hours of sleep, but I'm doing good. I feel like I'm doing pretty good with the energy.
And I feel like you all can tell that I'm going off for 2 hours of sleep.
That's his fault.
I'm fading so hard.
You should nap. Matt, what are you?
What's my woe, dude?
What the fuck did you tell me?
What's my woe, dude?
You guys gave me like 2 questions. I got confused. Don't shake your head.
My woe, dude, of the week. Fuck, I just had it too.
David, what's your woe, dude?
My woe, dude, is all right. So like everything's opening back up, right? And so the gym I'm going to has an outdoor section as well as like a very restricted indoor section. And now that things are opening back up, they're transitioning back to all indoor. part of the system of that is now you have to reserve your spot to be indoors.
Oh, wow.
And so the amount of people who are just too inconvenienced to go into their app. And I've never seen it booked up completely. Like you're always able to get a spot, but like it's so empty now.
Yeah.
Because people
don't want to take that one extra step.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, good for you.
So,
yeah.
That's wild.
Uh-huh.
Just write your name down.
It's not even that. You just go on the app and you go to like gym access and you click an hour-long window and you just say book class and then you're good.
Wow. Interesting.
Matt, you figure it out?
Yes. I listened to this podcast. I can't remember the name of it, but it's basically, I think it's called like something Spies. But
Totally Spies.
That might be it, actually.
No, that's a Disney Channel.
Oh, okay. No, it's something about spies. But basically, there was a cybersecurity company it's a huge cybersecurity company, and they got some weird code that came in, so they deciphered it, and it turns out that they ended up being like. They ended up accidentally involving themselves in some huge government conspiracy. So Iran was like upping their nuclear warfare, and there was a attack from some government to go and essentially rupture the temperature gauges inside those facilities to release the
I think you're talking about a
they call like Spotnet or something like that.
Sputnik?
Yeah, no.
That's the satellite.
Was it based on they're rupturing the temperatures for the nuclear weapons?
Yeah, and it was like releasing like Ethereum or something.
Huge attack. Yeah,
I don't know.
This fucked them up.
Yeah, it was
so
huge.
Bad.
Like it was crazy. So just that entire situation was insane because all of a sudden they'd be driving, and once they realized it was like a governmental attack, they'd be driving down the street, and then like unmarked vehicles would just like pull up next to them, and it'd be like people on motorcycles and all black would just pull up next to them, rev their engine and go as like a sign of like, we're on to you. And I'm like, could you imagine going to work one day and accidentally involving yourself in some giant government like attack?
That was a huge attack. I remember that. And that's one of my first teachers. He actually worked for an oil rig company, and he did cybersecurity for them. And it's very common for oil rig companies to get hacked and for nuclear companies to get hacked. It's very serious because those companies can if even the levels get fucked up, if any little thing gets fucked up, we get so much money from it that it fucks up everything. Mm-hmm. So it's super, super like high end security on that shit, man. But it's also very complicated to keep secure. I know when COVID hit, they still needed somebody to work at the oil rig, or somebody work for like the levels of the oils at the oil rig and shit. And even at the nuclear plants, they had one person living there, like full pay, everything. They give him food, they do all this stuff, but he had to live there just to make sure that the place didn't go under. It was crazy. Yeah, that stuff's wild, man.
Matt, what got you stoked this week?
What got me stoked this week? I had a lot of good meetings yesterday. So a lot of good things are on the way, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
that got me stoked this week. What about you, Don? What got you stoked?
I bought a cardboard cutout of Shrek. And I'm so excited for it to come in.
You guys will be seeing him very soon.
Now, is there a reason for this? I feel like there's a story behind it. I just caught the end of it.
No, I literally walked out of my room this morning, and Dalton was looking at a cardboard cutout of Shrek, and he said, "Matt, it's life size." I said, "Buy it." He said, "No, the shipping is too much." Then he brought it up again at the gym, and he goes, "Yeah, man, $15 for shipping was too much." And I was like, I have to aid this. And I was like, I'll pay for shipping. And he goes, "Yeah," and I Venmo'd him on the spot, and then he bought it.
It's coming in, baby. And the only reason why I thought about it was I had a dream, and it was me. If anybody's seen Shrek 4, they would know what I'm talking about. But it was me following Shrek going, "Hear the roar, hear the roar." And then finally Shrek roared at me. And I was happy, and I woke up, and I was like, man, Shrek just does something for me, man. I just love Shrek.
Shrek is love.
So then Shrek is life. You know what I mean? And I had to really take that in and be like, you know what? This is good energy. I'm just going to buy Shrek and just have him. Like, how cool is that? Like, you literally can walk to your kitchen where Shrek is going to be, and there's just Shrek in the corner. Like, that's dope, dude. Like, You know you made it when you have Shrek in your house. That's where I'm at right now. What about you, David?
Dave, what got you stoked this week?
What got me stoked was two things. One, having everyone over and like having it go so well.
That was fun.
Having people get excited for their own future plans based on like ours. And then also like props to Rachel for making it such a big like thing of when we picked a place. Like it needs to be a homey place so that we can have people over all the time. And that was like a comment we got a lot where they were like, dang, that was a good choice. And then also my coaching skills had two people be like, he's a good coach. We are doing the CrossFit Open and, or not coach, judging skills.
I can call you coach. It's fine.
And
give some shouty touties.
Yeah. I judged Carly and Annalise, and Carly finished.
Nice.
And that one I was super proud of her. And even Annalise got really close, and I was proud of her too.
Nice.
And then they gassed me up after, and I was like, all right.
Always a good feeling.
Good job, dude. Proud of you.
All right, if you made it this far into the podcast, thank you so much for your time. We really do appreciate it. Wherever you are listening to this, go ahead and leave us a 5-star rating and a review. It would mean the world to us and would really help us out. And if you are watching us on YouTube, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below and the bell icon over there. It helps the algorithm, and plus you get to know whenever we upload something. And go ahead and follow us on all of our social media at Drumm Podcast. If you're one of our new listeners or viewers, welcome. I hope you enjoyed the chaos. We have a lot of fun bringing it to you guys. And until next week, everybody stay safe. We'll see you then. Until then, I'm Drumm.
And I'm Drummer.
We'll see you guys then. Bye.